Okay.
How it work. Okay. I wow. Which one is IGB?
IGV is Melsin, Sue, and Ihang.
Okay. At least got half one. Okay, if your friend haven't come in, you can tell them to join in. We're going to start our commission soon, and probably this will be the first time that we combine commission. Yeah, you can share the slide. I've shared the slide to them and you can send the slide to them also. Yeah. And then I close the window. If they got a lot of Hi everyone. Have you eaten your dinner?
I asked already.
Oh, you asked again. Our default question. If you are okay with it, you can open your cam so that yeah, you can be more participative, especially for OGB, because last time I asked about the expectation in town hall, you all said that you want to be engaging and have fun. So how to be engaged? Just open your camera, and if you don't open your cam, karma will come back to your team. Yeah.
Wow.
It's real. It's real. I mean, this is culture shaping. Everything matters.
Want to talk to
No, it's fine. It's fine. Probably can start around like your IG got how many people? Can start around like around 30 people.
Okay.
2 more minutes, yeah, you can tell your friend to join in if your friend haven't joined in. Okay, we have 19 people here. Just probably, I think while we're waiting for others people, just want to check, like, how's everyone energy level? Yeah, I can like type in the chat. Yeah. You can type like 1 to 5. Oh, hi, Sherry. Around 2. What's the question? How's your energy level? 1 to 5? 2, 3. This is just a sensing. I don't have energizer because this is not a conference. This is a virtual meeting. So, we have a 5 from IGB or OGB.
Oh. IGB.
Okay. Yeah. What's going on for OGB? Huh? Okay, we have around 25 people. You have? Oh, this is from OGB as well. Okay. Sad. All the OGB people less than 3.
Your Bara support you.
Oh wow! Thanks, Bara. So proud of you. Others you can learn from Bara. Okay. So I don't know whether what makes you low energy. Probably you eat dinner. I hope it's not because of you having a depressed journey right now, but find out your own way to solve your own shit. So make sure you are energized enough, because I think we're going to start our OI Academy, and this will be quite, I wouldn't say it's heavy, but I would say it's more towards like, we want to emphasize on the things that is really important right now between OGV and IGV, right? So let's start in around 2 more minutes, probably. I think wait for 30 more people coming in. Yeah, around 27. Minus of the EST is around 20, I think. Yeah. We will start at 30. 29 already. 30, okay, cool. So yeah, I think the session is actually recorded, but yeah, it's fine. So yeah, welcome to the OI Academy, also for like a combined commission for all of us here. So yeah, I hope that you can learn together with like between OGV and IGV, but there is a reason why we actually combine this OI Academy. First thing first, I think to clarify on the objective of this entire space, because I think in the past, okay, we observed that OGV and IGV synergy is one of the root cause that cause misalignment. Therefore, there's a lot of things that delay, and it causes like timeline delay, or like attraction is not effective, or at the end, there are a lot of blaming between OGV and IGV. So I think this is something that we always want to emphasize on: how can we make sure OGV and IGV can work effectively, and to make sure deliverables can be done between home entity and host entity in each phase. So you might see the note, the title is OI Academy 1.0, because we're going to emphasize on pre-attraction and attraction. And after, when it comes to consideration, we emphasize again. So yeah, I think to recap on everyone, just the information, we actually done the OI Academy in the past, and there are some of the slides similar, but we won't repeat some of the things where I will tell you all what is it, and then you can refer after that. But this is the same thing, where why we have OI Academy, OI synergy, mainly is between two entities, right? I think which is like whether or not you are in the same LC, or whether or not you are doing LR, OI Academy or OI synergy happens. So alignment of action between like these two departments is needed, like to align the goal, align the deliverables, align the number of exchange, align every single thing like conversion rate, process time. Everything is important because of both of you need each other to work, and it doesn't work from one way. So at the end of the day, I think you can see that there's a lot of OI synergy happening, where I think we are still not yet on the IR side because of we are running MYV, but you might expect your own LC OI synergy, and also with your local relations. So treat each of them as your partner, and also make sure the synergy, there's 100% alignment and accountability, because you have to make sure these things happen to make sure effective synergy. So I think just to recap everyone, there are 4 aspects that you need to take note when you actually synergy with each other. So first one is the timeline, which is the biggest nightmare of everyone. Second thing is more on product, and third is more on process and deliveries. So we go a bit detail on each of the part. So based on timeline, I think in each of the phase, you will need synergy regardless of you are on which phases. OGV and IGV need to work together. For example, pre-attraction, you might need to talk about like more on how's the audit going, how's the market research going on, and then we go detail on in upcoming phases. But today we will more focus on pre-attraction and attraction. After that, in product, you need to align about what are the SDG, what are the sub-product, what are the things that need to align in each of the project that you sell, and the pricing and packaging, so that you can sell to the OGV, and at the same time, IGV can customize from it. In terms of process, how can both of you keep accountable to each other to make sure conversion rate is optimized, and also the SOP is actually aligned between each entity, because different LC have different way of doing it, and this is why you're going to align together. And also make sure you have a common goal and target. Lastly, in terms of deliveries, where at the end of the day, we want to have every MYB experience having a good experience, where we will make sure we have a very good MYB management, include on the logistics of the experience, especially right now we're changing to hybrid, MYB development, and lastly on how can we ensure there are consistent facilitation touchpoint between IGB department and also OGB as the MYB manager as well. So I think in case that you wish to know more in the past, what we have delivered, there are include on like what is the expectation I think need to be done, the mindset, and also how we can make sure there's an effective flow from the first meeting, review meeting, and also the performance review routine, and also how can you make sure the alignment in each of the phases. You can refer to slide. But I think today we're just going to go deeper in each of the checklists. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take over here in terms of pre-attraction checklist. So what do we actually do in pre-attraction, both OGV and IGV? So firstly is of course OGV goal alignment. You need to have your goal, only you can kickstart everything. Like you have a direction for yourself. So in terms of IGV, you need to align your project approved goals. So each of your project there is a number of approval, and how you want to align this with your LRs, your local relations, to ensure that your LR is able to supply sufficient MyVs to your project. And for OGV side, you will be focusing on, which is to align the project approval goal with your LR to ensure that your LR know how many you are supplying to your LR. So in OGV sense, right, you need to know how many MyV or number of approval you are going to supply to your own LC or even to other LR. Yeah. So what is the expected outcome is to have a clarity of your goal distribution between LRs, because each entity there will be different and may have quite some number of LRs as well. So if let's say your total goal is 50 approval, then maybe from your own LC, you will supply 30 approval. OGV will supply 30 approval. Then IGV, you might need to find LR for 15 approval or even 5 approval from other LRs. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is attraction checklist. Okay, so attraction checklist first is project attraction tool and or project understanding. So from IGV side is on project attraction tool. So IGV, what you need to do is actually to update your project search tool, which is where you submit your project booklet and your project details so that your LR knows how to sell the project to leads.
So in terms of OGV side, since IGV already have the entire search tool, OGV role is to understand your IGB project so that you can understand what are value proposition that you can sell, whether is it match the youth, because you are the one who know the youth the best and IGB is the one who know their project the best, and this is where you find the alignment between both of you.
Okay, so the expected outcome is to be clear on what is the product you are selling, what is the unique selling point of this project, so it can support OGV to sell better. Yeah, especially certain projects they have similar strategies or even SDGs, right? Maybe for example, SDG 4, it can be speak up or even your own local project. So how are you going to differentiate the unique selling point? Like maybe one is facilitating B40 students, or the others could be providing teaching lessons to refugee students. So you may have a different type of profile or persona for your MyVs for each of the project. Yeah. So the second one is OGV attraction strategy. So for IGV side, what you need to do is to understand what are the attraction strategies of your LRs and how you as IGV, you can contribute to the strategies. For example, you can provide or help them to identify what are some key selling points that OGV can sell our product better, or like testimonials from past term or RE experience. Yeah.
So in terms of OGV, definitely you need to clarify on what are attraction strategy. That's where you let your LR to have confidence that your project is being sold in each of the touch point and how you achieve the goal that you align between your LR. So for example, you promise that your LR you want to achieve thousands of leads, and you're going to have like 3 initiatives and you have a clear breakdown with them. And after they understand each of the initiative, then they will know exactly what they need to provide to you. For example, maybe you have a physical booth and they'll provide like a 1-pager things for you to sell.
Okay, so the third one is going on matching process. So matching process is similar for both OGV and IGV. It's basically to align the profile, like what type of MyV do you need for your project to ensure that they have quality youth experience in their project. Yeah. And also for OGV side is to be able to supply or even attract to the right profile of this certain project. So the expected outcome, what we wish to see is that both IGV and OGV are clear in your buyer persona for each project. For example, like what is the project background? Which course or module you are going to focus on getting your MyVs? What type of skills you need from your volunteers or even any language proficiency. So this one is IGV and OGV, you guys need to discuss what type and who to attract. Yeah. And then the fourth one will be MyV conversion. So for IGV side is that, yeah, I understand you are not attracting leads, but you need to support OGV in attracting leads. If not, you do not have enough MyV to even kickstart your project as well. So what are the things you need to know is your MyV conversion, such as goal versus actual. How many MyVs do you still like? How many MyVs you still need? And then your process time, how fast you want, what is the conversion time from leads to apply so that you can get enough supply in your attraction phase.
So in terms of OGV, definitely need to align like what is the conversion that you promised with LR side, which is on IGB side, so that you are clear with exactly what other strategy from IGB and what other strategy from OGB to optimize the process for the process time and also the entire conversion. Yeah.
Okay, so the expected outcome or what you can see is that the alignment of goal of each of the metric. So like for example, how many percent is your conversion rate? How fast do you want to convert from maybe apply to accept or accept to approve? So all this you guys when you do expectations with IGV and OGV between and then set a goal for your MyB conversion. Yeah, so this is so for OGV side, you can use your Summer all-in-one working sheet to update your OI synergy progress. Have you done this or not, or you're still in progress? And for IGV side, you are the OI checklist in IGV database as well. So you can refer to the link. I think both of us we will send out the link later on. Yeah. Okay, so regardless you are IGV or OGV, both of you have your own unique contribution in making this product. Like what Liang just said, this product is not just IGV only and it's not just OGV only, it's both together, how we can support and grow this product. So this is the RASI model in terms of who will be responsible, accountable, and who you can consult to or even inform to in terms of your synergy checklist and how is your progress, what are the things you have been doing in your attraction phase. Yeah. Okay, so far, do you guys have any Q&A for this part?
Do that this time.
I sent in the chat already, but I will send it again. Okay.
If you're putting wave, means that you are totally clear with every single thing, and then you are cool with making an effective synergy happening. Because I think this is, we are afraid of the same thing happening in the past because we have delivered OI synergy for 3 peak, and then misalignment still happen between OGV and IGV. That's why I think we are still delivering all these things happening. Yeah. But definitely, if you really have any question, can feel free to ask. Maybe you cannot ask right now, you can ask both of us after the space as well. Yeah. Oh, it's Bill only. Yeah, you can refresh.
I think you can refresh.
Oh, we have one question. Okay. What are potential reasons for break approval apply cases? How can we reduce it? I think for break apply is more towards like, okay, I think usually the apply is because of, it means that they apply already, but they are not committed to accept, which means that they are failed interview, right? So the reason for failing interview is either that the leads are not ready, but that one is a surface problem. But second thing is more towards that, are we getting the qualified leads for them to apply? Are we doing a clear expectation setting so that when they interview, they are ready for it? So I think this is the part that how can we reduce on. But definitely, I think this is just one of the answers, but you need to really identify from the past, right? What are the main root cause of your leads actually being, what's it called, they break apply, so that you can find out like what are the common reasons and what have been done in the past that can be do better. Every LC have different problem, and yeah, this is just a general one. For break approve, I think similar with break apply, because of break approve usually I get interviewed already. It's more towards like I didn't pay the money, either my expectation setting is not done well at the first, so they are not paying the money, or there is any commitment that is not communicated earlier on. So this is the part that I think it can be reduced when having a clear expectation setting, but for sure you need to understand what is the root cause of the past leads. This is just one of the examples. I hope it answers the question. And I think to recap a bit of the role of OGV and IGV is also to understand, for example, right, if there is break apply happening and break approve happening, maybe there's one break apply, both of you need to come together in the meeting to discuss why this break apply happening, why these people intended to break apply or break approve, and then come with a solution whether can we still continue these leads. If break approval is the only solution, then you might need to come up with the agreement and then also the way forward for future. Thanks for the question. Any other question? Probably I think we can go until 9:20. Yeah. And then we can do a very quick debrief.
Can I ask directly?
Sure, why not?
Actually, this question might be stupid, but I want to understand a bit. For process time, right? For processing the MIV from applied until approved, it's under IGV mainly, right? Why is it a criteria under OGV while it's mainly done by IGV side? So it's affecting OGV in a way while OGV is not really the one implementing it. Do you get the question?
To clarify the question, which means like why this panel is under OGV, where OGV do not need to do anything, is it?
Yes, kind of.
No, no.
Why OGV is still in charge? Because the way how we work is still in a way like how GV, right? Even though we are still in the same LC, you are still the MIV manager. So you are still managing this MIV until this MIV goes into RE. Yeah. And usually MIV buddy comes in to process the behind part, but MIV manager also plays a role in terms how you want to facilitate this MIV experience up until RE. Yeah, so if you look into GV, right, is I will manage you until I send you off to airport and I pass over to IGV. But right now we don't really have an airport situation, so you're still within the LC, so you do have your role to play as OGV. Yeah.
Okay. I think I can add on, just bring another example is, if you refer to the standard, how many? 12 standard. Okay, the standard, right, is actually separate into home entity and host entity. So in a way, right, you already, why they are separated two parts? Because of there are some of the part is responsible by OGV and some part is responsible by IGV. And this means that both of you are responsible to deliver a good experience towards the MYV. Just maybe an example, if OGV forget to deliver MYV standard 1, it doesn't mean that the OGV are the only fault. Because of IGV and OGV, you need to account that, make sure this thing happen, because both of you are responsible for that particular MYV experience. Oh, there's a lot of questions about break approval and break assent. Okay, I think from this I will answer for this part, because of we haven't come up with the break approval SOP, but based on a previous template, right? It really depends on whether it comes from which party. For example, if the youth that side are the one who actually issued like request for break RE, or not break RE, break anything, and then from the agreement that need to actually, the one who actually responsible to send an email is actually from OGB, because you are responsible youth. But what if the break approval and RE is actually issued by the IGV project, where IGV need to be responsible to send that? What's the reason behind to get low leads for NCR project? How can we make the hot sale like? I think probably this question we will, yeah, you can think about it first, because I think probably this will not answer here, because we want to focus on OGV IGV synergy. Yeah, and then you can think about it, and then after that, if you still need more suggestion, you can approach any one of us. Yeah. I wonder this question come from OGV. I think it should be OGV, right? Because you're asking about low list. IGV. Okay, you can. I think the most important part, you can synergy with your OGV to understand what are the root cause. Okay, often, right, when you're having a low list for a project, it doesn't mean only like OGV are not doing attraction, or it doesn't mean that IGV are not giving value proposition. I think it really depends on both of you. How can you find the root cause? Because both of you will responsible to, like, even list is responsible at OGV. IGV need to really take account on to like, hey, actually what's going on there? What can I support you better in order to get more leads? Yeah. I think also another intention why we always go into synergy is always look forward into what is the way forward and what else we can do. Because even though there are a lot of external factors, these are not only the factor that will stop the entire thing moving. For example, maybe I think what people always mention in the past is that the project cannot be sold. Is that true? If you actually refer to like other entity, or it's because of we couldn't find the value proposition that match your market segment. With that, how can you discuss your IGV to create that value for your youth? And then how can OGV that side understand your youth better so they can understand what you needed from IGV? Some OGV run GV in this summer. Is the challenge applicable for GV or only MYB? Yeah, I think for now this is only applicable for MYB. And then GV, because of we are still in the piloting process and building application. So once the application is done, I think we will actually come up with another education on how can you process the entire SOP. Because GV SOP is a bit different. It involves XBAR as well, and I think we will actually cover the instruction from our ESD side. Yeah. Okay, so I think we can stop right here. Right. Cool. Okay, so I think let's do a quick debrief, right? So if you have more questions, you can still ask both of us. After that, you can throw down a question here, and then I think probably after that you can ping us if you haven't answered a question. But make sure, I think I hope that this will going to help you to have a better good OI synergy. So before we end, just to emphasize again this entire thing, where LR, right? Okay, LR, it doesn't mean that your own entity is not your own entity OI synergy is also called a synergy. Yeah. So it's rather about how much you actually have the ambition. It doesn't mean that, for example, OGB, I want to achieve 1 approval. IGB want to achieve 10 approval. It doesn't make sense. That's why you need to align. That's why the ambition here is actually how much you care about ambition, and then how much you actually trust each other in order to make this ambition happen. So that's why this both synergy is really important, right? So lastly, I think also to make sure, it doesn't mean that you are the one responsible for attraction, you are the one responsible for experience. Both of you are responsible to make MYB experience happen no matter in which phases. And this is why we need to have synergy. You have anything else? No. Okay. So I think with that, probably we'll end our OI Academy here, and you can get your IGV to another link.
Yeah, so OGV, I think you can just remain this link, and IGV, you can go back to our usual link. Yeah,
Right.
see you guys. Thank you everyone for attending this OI Synergy. Bye-bye.